EcoCAR 2 is about taking an ordinary vehicle and turning it into a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle.
My name is Christopher Trush. I work for General Motors, and I am the assigned Wayne State University EcoCAR 2 mentor.
My name is Kevin Snyder. I'm the chief engineer on the Wayne State EcoCAR 2 team, and I also work on the controls team.
I'm an engineering group manager, and I work with a team of engineers who produce the transmission software that goes into all of GM's automatic transmissions.
GM was one of the sponsors, and our GM mentor, Chris Trush, worked with us to help find a solution for the transmission shifting.
One of the major problems the team encountered as part of their development activity and their architecture selection process was they needed the ability to select electronically neutral and drive. One of the restrictions typically is that the teams aren't allowed to go in and modify code or modify calibration. How could we do this if you're not allowed to control through any sort of serial data face? You can't modify code, you can't modify cals. How would you modify range electronically? And what their solution was basically a hardware type solution where you would the teams could actually go into the transmission and modify the internal mode switch signal and control that. And really what that solution entails is interacting with this part. This is what's called the internal mode switch. So the proposal was, let's have the teams go into the transmission and actually cut the wire here and put some type of control device in between. And then what would happen essentially is the driver would move the lever, the team would read whatever that movement was, they would read the switch states, and then they could electrically send whatever signal they wanted to the transmission controller to tell it what that lever position was virtually.
So our primary way of interfacing our hybrid controller with the rest of the vehicle is over CAN messaging. There wasn't a way for us to do a CAN message for telling the transmission to shift into neutral from drive. So with Chris Trush and GM's help on researching, finding out the internal mode switch, we could do that with hardwired electrical control instead of CAN networking.
Working with Wayne State has been very enjoyable for a couple reasons. One, I consider them to be the home team in this competition with GM headquarters just up the street, and Wayne State right in the shadows. They're the only Michigan team in the competition, so I'm pulling for them for that regard, besides the fact that I'm their mentor. And second, because they're a first-year school, they have a lot to learn. It's been very rewarding working with them because as they go through the process, I'm actually going through the process as well, getting much more engaged in the competition than I have been in the past. They're having success now towards the end of the first year. They're getting their feet on the ground and starting to run, and I expect that that will continue into the second and third year. I'm looking forward very much to when they get their vehicle and are able to actually have a car to work on